Reading from the chapter, Holy Instructions for Thy Children, page 38, 38. Very good, close. 33. Holy Instructions for Thy Children. Chapter 23, 23. Consider, thou art a parent, the importance of thy trust. The being thou hast produced, it is thy duty to support. Parent, trust, produce, support. That's right, duty, support. It's amazing how we were once children, we were once infants like Indians. We were once that small, or like a mom. And we couldn't go to work and feed ourselves. We couldn't pick out our clothes. We depended on our parents to do all those things. That's why the prophets say, it is important to thy trust, the importance of thy trust. That's right. Because now, as parents, you're put in a trustworthy position. And children trust you. They trust you to make the decisions for them that they can't make for themselves until they're in position to make those decisions for themselves. They trust you. The prophet Noble Durali trusts us as well. He trusts that the information and knowledge that he gives us, that we're trustworthy enough, to do exactly what he said. Because he's in charge of us. That's why many Moors back in the day referred to him as Father. Father, Dad. And he referred to us as his children. My children. We trusted him. And many of us to this day, knowing the magnificent and the majestic era that the prophet has, we trust him now. That's right. I say it to you this afternoon, continue to trust the prophet Noble Durali, because he's not going to tell us the wrong thing to do or to say. Put your trust in the prophet Noble Durali, because the Lord Almighty has put his trust in the prophet Noble Durali. Islam? Yes, Islam. Trust him enough to know that what the information that he's given us is for our welfare. We are indeed his children. That's right. And that is why he says he began to uplift the Moorish Americans by teaching us to be ourselves. Anytime you fail to trust the prophet, that means you have lost confidence in him. And the prophet said, okay, it's not. Then turn in your fez and sheep wearing your fez and turban. Turn in your butt and go back to the state of mind where the prophet found you. But if you have any inkling or any measurement of trust in the prophet Noble Durali in his program, then proceed on through the fire. Proceed on through the storm. You may have someone in the temple that you are attracted to, that you have started some kind of relationship with. Just because they have lost trust in the prophet, lost trust in what he told all of us to do, that don't mean that you do it. You march on. You stay firm in what the prophet Noble Durali has given to all of us, because that is your healing balm. Especially when you go through some kind of emotional hurt and pain. You're going to be in a dark room and nobody going to be in there with that light but the prophet Noble Durali and his teachings. That's right. Trust his teachings to know that they are exactamento. They are right. Upon thee also is dependent whether the child of thy bosom be a blessing or a curse to thyself, a useful and worthless member of the community. You want your child to be a blessing. You want him to stand, he or she to stand like a seed on the mountaintop. You and I do not want our children to be a curse to us, a worthless member. Now, how do you become a worthless member in the Moorish Science Temple of America? You become a worthless member as a child, and we all are, by not being industrious, like the prophet said in Acts 7. You and I must be industrious. Sister Pat and I was talking on the telephone yesterday afternoon, and she expressed her feelings. She expressed her care, I should say, about how many of us are not industrious. Yes. And I agreed with her. Yeah. Many of us don't have a car, and you know a car means better job improvement, better opportunities. Get a car.
That's right.
Get yourself a vehicle. You don't have a job, get a job. If I wasn't working and need to work, I'm going to take me a job. I said I'm going to take it. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. The best and the most plentiful job that anyone can have is cleaning. I'm going to get a broom out of my house. I'm going to go to some big factory and sweep the doorsteps every day without talking to anybody. The manager going to come out and say, what are you doing there, man? I'm not going to say nothing. The employee's going to say, what are you doing there? I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to keep it clean. Until I keep it so clean, the manager's going to come and, you want a job? In my mind, I'm saying, I already got it. I took it. That's right. We'll pay you such and such every week. Fine. That's how I'm going to take my J-O-B. I'm going to show you that how much I want to do. And I'm going to get down. No job is menial for you if you are industrious. Look at our Mexican brothers and sisters. That's right. All of a sudden, overnight, they came and took in the most menial jobs. And many of them are millionaires. They got their own boat, their own home. The jobs that our people didn't want, I ain't going to sweep up nobody's demonstration. I ain't going to cut no grass or trim no weeds. That's mediocre work. They in all our neighborhoods right now, R-A-T, Islam. That's right, Islam. And they shoveling snow. They cutting grass and weeds and fertilizer. And they can barely speak English, but they getting that grande, mucho grande than that. They getting that money. And they all at Walmart and Kmart spending that big check. Keeping them in business. And when they go to Walmart and Kmart, it's a whole lot of them speaking Spanish and spending that money. Home Depot, that's right, they're at Home Depot. In fact, they're everywhere. And if you don't see any around, just go and try to stand in the checkout line and watch them run and get in front of you. They will run and get in front of you. And by the time you get up to the register, there's 10 of them already in front of you. But they take the jobs that we didn't want. We did all that. Yeah. Cleaning houses, sweeping steps. Wasn't no menial job menial to them because they had an objective which was to be industrious. Industrious, create finance, create your own demonstration. That's right. And many of them the women started babysitting for stars like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I must obey, Mommy, thank you. But that's true. They were so trustworthy that they got the job to keep the rich folk children and take them back and forth to school. Living was quick. They were being what the prophet told us to be, industrious. When I was growing up, and all of you men out there who grew up in the era like I did, you shined shoes, didn't you? Yeah, we did. You went to the store for folk, didn't you? Pop bottles. Pop bottles. You hustled pop bottles, that's right. 2 cents a bottle. You were being industrious. You were getting that money no matter how small. You know what? Work dignifies a human being. When you get up in the morning and yawn, that's right. Make my lunch go to work. Yes, sister. Prophet, she's quoting the prophet. Then she'd be happy. And I am happy when I'm talking, even if I ain't got that much. When I came from Arkansas, I didn't have no money. I went to grocery stores with my wife's laundry cart. I said this story many times. And the produce that was slightly damaged, I took it home and cleaned it out and knocked on everybody's door. Fresh tomatoes, cucumbers. It helped me to go back and maybe buy another load. Right. and all I didn't sell, we ate. But it's better than sitting around when you know you got all that talent, all that education, and you're not getting down for the get down. You're not being industrious. The Mexican women, they will go out and get that money and bring it to their husband. I know. My wife's grandfather's Mexican, and I got her trained. Get it. She ain't here, I can say that.
Yeah, but you don't know who is he.
Oh! Warning, warning. Watch the benefits and inclinations. That's not where we go. Upon thee also, depending whether the child of thy bosom be a blessing or a curse to thyself, a useful or worthless member to the community. Prepare him early with instruction and season his mind with the maxims of truth. I used to think maxims meant the maxim, but that's not what it means, right? Watch the bent of his inclinations. Set him right in his youth, and let no evil habit gain strength with his years. You know, it's an evil habit for children to play with toys and don't let other children play with it. So the first thing the mother's teaching the child that they must share. Share life. And this helps their social skills. Islam. It helps us to distinguish, it helps them, you're planting the seed for them to distinguish what is right and what is wrong. Islam?
Islam.
Which is the basic virtue. So shall he rise like a seed on the mountaintops. His head shall be seen above the trees of the forest. A wicked son is a reproach to his father, but he that doeth right is an honor to his gray hair. And we want to do right according to the prophet Noble Dwelling. And he's honored by preserving his laws, not trying to make our own laws, not trying to change the nationality card. The bottom of the nationality card that the prophet wrote says that I am a citizen of the USA. Now, where did I'm a true American citizen come from? Where did that come from? Because I seen a card like that, Islam. That came from the mere ideas of man. That didn't come from Jawali. So if that comes from the mere ideas of man, who are you following? Because the prophet didn't say that.
That's right.
You're dishonoring the prophet. You're dishonoring him. And that, whoever's doing it, will pay to Allah Almighty.
Yeah, they will.
Not me. You will pay. The soil is thine own. Let it not want cultivation. The seed which thou sowest, that also shalt thou reap. What come around, go around. What go around, come around. So be careful the seed that you sow. Get all the weeds off around it. Fertilize it. Give it some plant food, some water. Help it to grow. Don't turn your back on that seed, because it's going to go wild. Season with the maxims of truth. It says, teach him obedience, and he shall bless thee. Teach him modesty, and he shall not be ashamed. Teach him gratitude, and he shall receive benefits. Now, when you get that gratitude of accepting Jawali as your teacher,
Right.
and going by what he said, the benefits never stop coming. They may not be material, they may be more social, more mental and spiritual than anything. But you will recognize those benefits. Because thought must be developed like an exercise of strength. You will see the stronger you become. We're going to face trials and temptations now for all of us. But if you stick to the prophet Noble Dwelling, his program, great will be your reward. Benefits beyond your wildest understanding in your life all the time. One of the greatest benefits that we can have is to increase our understanding. When you increase your understanding, increase your position in life that you have taken. It's going to stabilize you for the rest of your physical life. Teach him charity, and he shall gain love. Everybody likes to be given something. Everybody likes to love those who give to them. Especially when you give without asking for nothing back in return. Be well done. Teach him temperance, and he shall have health. Teach him prudence, and fortune shall attend him. Teach him justice, and he shall be honored by the world. Teach him sincerity, and his own heart shall not reproach him. Teach him diligence, and his wealth shall increase. Teach him benevolence, and his mind shall be exalted. Teach him science, and his life will be useful. Teach him religion, and his death shall be heavy. These are what we call 12 virtues, 12 steps. We ascend. And these virtues, as the prophet tells us, are allotted to us at various stages in life, but these virtues the prophet considers as the highest learning. Then you know the highest learning, you are near the pinnacle of wisdom. Wisdom speaks from the highest plane of spirit life. This is where we want to be. Back to the highest plane. Thank you, and I leave you in peace.